First at 6 tonight, team coverage on this big day after Election Day. Good evening, I'm Denise DeSantis.
I'm Dennis House. Thanks so much for joining us. Today we officially got a new governor, plus Democrats took back control over the Senate and they gained more seats in the House.
Our chief Capitol reporter Susan Raff is starting our coverage off live at the Legislative Office building in Hartford. Susan.
Denise, some are saying what we saw on election night is a blue wave. Others are calling it a blue tsunami. Make no mistake, this was a tough election and there were many challenges, but Democrats did better than expected.
We had really the largest turnout in recent history.
Towards the end of the governor's race, Ned Lamont was cautiously optimistic, but when the race was called the next morning, he was up by at least 20,000 votes.
And the campaign is over. Now you go forward. Now it's governing. Now it's getting the state together.
Republican challenger Bob Stefanowski has conceded.
Because I've talked to a ton of people out there that want a fundamental change in economic policy. We're losing 80 people a day from the state, and we really need to do something to stop it. So anything I can do to help Ned or anybody else with that, I'd be happy to do it.
Governor Malloy wasn't running, but sometimes it felt as he was. Stefanowski mentioned him many times, saying he and Ned Lamont were the same. More failed policies.
If people are as unhopeful about Connecticut's future as Republicans say they are, then we should have lost a lot of seats.
But Connecticut Democrats didn't lose seats, they gained them. Democrats took back control over the Senate by gaining 6 seats. The split now is 24-12. In the House, Democrats picked up 12 more seats. The split, 92-59.
I'm very gratified by the results of yesterday's election in Connecticut.
The Senate president says Democrats had the largest gains in decades. House Democratic leaders say it was clear in some races that President Trump had an impact. And all of the outside money, they say, didn't help.
Outside influences trying to come into our election, pour millions of dollars in to distort our colleagues' records, to run negative ads. And the voters of Connecticut overwhelmingly rejected that.
So Democrats are feeling pretty good right now, as you would expect. We did reach out to the Republican leadership in the House and the Senate, and they have decided not to say anything right now. We're live at the Legislative Office building in Hartford. Susan Raff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.